Thanks for joining the Snapshot for today, Wednesday, July 8th. I hope all the people at Dr. Martin Luther Church are doing well today, as well as those of you who are not from Dr. Martin Luther Church. I hope you're all doing great. I just finished a book on the human body, and there was an interesting paragraph on the yawn. It said that it's one of the least understood parts of human behavior. And most people think that its purpose is to give us energy and exhale carbon dioxide and inhale oxygen, but there's no scientific proof that that happens, and people often yawn when they're most rested, right, when they wake up. But the interesting paragraph that I thought you'd find interesting is this one. Perhaps the least explicable aspect of yawning is its extreme infectiousness. Not only do we more or less have to yawn when we see others do so, but just hearing or thinking about it makes us yawn. You will almost certainly want to yawn now. And frankly, there's nothing wrong with that. As I read that, I was yawning. Well, I've noticed in church, for example, if I clear my throat while preaching, people in the congregation clear their throat. If I give a cough, people in the congregation cough. It's natural to imitate behaviors we see in others. A philosopher, Rene Girard, says that imitating others' behavior is a real problem in human society because often we imitate others' violence. And so, for example, that might lead to all these incidents of burning at the stake for heretics that we've been talking about in some frequent snapshots, or to the killing of witches in Massachusetts or Norway that we spoke about a couple of weeks ago. Well, there are a couple of things about imitation that I think are interesting. One is the involuntary nature of it, and the fact that we don't evaluate why we're imitating. If I go into a rummage sale and I'm the only one going in there and there's another person there, where will I go? You know where I'll go. I'll go where that person's looking. Even if I don't know where they're looking, that's where I'll go. I'll imitate their behavior. But the other kind of imitation is purposeful behavior, conscious behavior. We copy what others do and want to be like them. A friend of ours works at the homeless shelter. His name is Joe. So Kathy and I wound up working at the homeless shelter. We wanted to imitate Joe, and we did. And I love to imitate you, but I don't get to see you. That's the problem with the coronavirus. I don't get to see people around me putting their faith into action. And I think we all suffer for that in these days. I do get to watch some people online, and that helps me to practice my faith a little better and my ministry with you. I have a friend who does these little snapshots like I do. He doesn't call them snapshots, but he talked a couple of Saturdays ago. He does Saturday reflections. He talked about the anniversary of the prohibition of mailing children in the U.S. mail. You can mail your kid up until 100 years ago. Well, on a serious note, St. Paul says, please follow me and imitate my behavior. He says that in 1 Corinthians. And I long for that day when we can follow each other in faith and imitate one another as we try to purposely walk in the way Jesus would have us walk. Let's conclude with this stanza. We all are called for service to witness in God's name. Our ministries are different. Our purpose is the same. To touch the lives of others with God's surprising grace, so every folk and nation may feel God's warm embrace. Thanks for watching today.